Hello, my name is Kristen Wozniak, and I am a part of CSI's engineering pathway. My senior capstone project was a community victory garden. To explain, victory gardens were home gardens made during the World Wars to provide the produce to others and themselves. The purpose and goal of my project was to involve the community and engage them through the connections of planting. Choosing gardening to interact with my community was because of previous knowledge and a personal passion for it. Overall, I want to help others while expanding knowledge in a hobby of mine. The process of building this was difficult. Despite it looking to be a simple concept, my first questions were, how will I involve the community? And how am I incorporating my knowledge from engineering with a garden? And this brought me to my first few months of the project, the ideation and rough sketches phase. The first months of it were difficult as I was reaching out to multiple communities, thinking of the best plants, and bringing together a layout that can be cost effective. This was the slowest area of my development for my project, with a lot of connections being trial and error. Multiple organizations or shelters were either too far, wouldn't respond, or didn't meet enough in the week. This brought me to the idea of, why don't I just garden at home? This brought me to late March and early April with the construction of my box in my backyard. I found this to work out great for me, as I could supervise the plants every day and wouldn't have to transport the boxes to another location. I chose the end goal to be donate all the plants I grow to food banks and organizations to give them back to the community. Along with this, I also designed another thing for my garden, which was a vine climber. My first plant I initially decided on was cucumbers due to my prior experience. So having this as a component for the cucumbers to climb was great for the production. However, I still did consider incorporating engineering, which brought me to an automatic watering system. My idea was to use PVC pipes and create a thread to attach to the hose so I can have even watering. Throughout the making of that, I found that the water pressure was too low to sufficiently water all the plants evenly. And so what I did was lower the diameter of the pipes in order to create more pressure despite using the same spout. This didn't end up working as much as I wanted to, so I decided to scrap the idea. Another idea I decided on was to create a 3D model to showcase my skills with SolidWorks, because I learned that throughout the 4 years of CSI. So I made separate parts and put them together in a final assembly. Some other plants I decided on were tomatoes, spinach, broccoli, arugula, and green onion. They were going to work best for the location and the depth of the box. And also, the tomatoes and the cucumbers I previously mentioned, I had previous experience with, so they are a foundation for figuring out the best conditions for the other plant. I planted them during the first and a half weeks of April, giving them a good month in advance to be able to grow in order to transplant them to the bed. While that happened, I finished my first box and even cleared out a majority of a previous box in my backyard so I could use that for the bigger plant, broccoli. My seeds grew throughout April, with 2 sprouting around the end of April. I was able to turn in my project May 1st due to not being there on the due date, May 2nd. I found the project to be a great test of reaching out to others and collaborating, along with keeping track of things that need constant attention, plants. And I hope it is a good lesson for me to use in college.